Oke, kita mulai teman-teman ya. Yuk kita latihan speaking with no feedback. Ready? Yang mau ikutan latihan, silakan pakai ini sendiri ya. Pakai HP atau pakai laptop untuk merekam jawaban kalian. Oke, bismillah. Kita mulai speaking. Gimana ya? Apalah, taruh sini. Atau saya tutup dulu ya, sementara. Hello, my name is Fikrianda, and this is a test of my microphone. Start speaking test. Okay, are you ready? Yeah, let's start.
Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's
Nggak enaknya ya, kalau video itu kayak gini, slow. Let's start again.
Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about food and eating. What is your favorite meal?
Well, my favorite meal is those cooked by my mother, who are apparently a Minang person, a Minangkabau person, or someone from West Sumatra. So we have our own delicacy, which is called nasi padang. And yes, I love all about nasi padang, all um, menus, and like first of all, rendang. Rendang is also stated as the most delicious food in the world. And then so rendang, or what is it in English? I think it is like a fermented seasoned meat, maybe, yeah. So I think it's only available in Indonesia, or perhaps it is the delicacy of Indonesia, and therefore it is not available in other countries. Yeah. So rendang can be um, what is it? Beef. There is beef rendang, and there is also chicken rendang, and even there is like, you know, what is paru-paru in English? Wait ya, teman-teman. Paru-paru. Saya kayaknya masih perlu translate ya. Translate. Lung ya. And there is also lung rendang. So it's like the lung of cows, yeah, that is made or cooked like rendang in general. That's my favorite meal. Untuk speaking teman-teman harap bersabar ya, karena loadingnya, lemotnya lumayan. Coba kayaknya saya harus tutup yang lain dulu nih. Kayak apa ya? Kalau yang ini saya tutup deh. And this is still part one. Part one is questions about simple things, yeah, like favorite meals and yeah, daily activities. Yeah, this one is favorite food. There will be three parts ya. Nanti ada 3 bagian teman-teman. Coba kita biarin dulu ya, biar full dulu. Ya, full dulu. Baru nanti kita play. Oke, kayaknya udah full. Bismillah.
Do you eat at the same times every day?
Well, I don't eat at the same time every day, but if you mean by time at the same time, like at the same hour, for instance, like if you eat breakfast maybe around at 7 a.m. and then you eat lunch at 12 p.m. or perhaps you eat a dinner at 6 p.m. It's not like that. But if for me and also my family, I eat uh, at least twice a day. So there will be breakfast, the heavy meal, yeah, for the heavy meal, like um, a plate of rice and ya some apa ya, lauk itu apa ya bahasa Inggrisnya, lauk, sorry, from Indonesian ya, side dish ya, like meal, like a plate of rice, one portion of rice and several side dishes like chicken, fried chicken, and then etc. So a heavy meal will be uh, in the morning, yeah, between 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then lunch, I I rarely eat lunch. Um, so for instance, if you mean lunch by eating rice, I I do not eat rice during lunch time or in the afternoon. I usually eat uh, yeah, small snacks like, like fries, banana fried banana, and then like other kinds of fries, yeah, fried potatoes, or you sometimes call it as apa ya, kentang goreng itu apa ya, fries ya, kentang goreng, oh yeah, French fries, etc. And in at night, I will at night, or you can say at dawn, before night, uh, between 5 to 7 p.m., I will eat my dinner with rice the second time. So it's not really at the same time or at the same hour, it's around these hours. Thank you. Yang lain juga coba pikirin ya jawabannya ya, atau kalau bisa try practice it in English. Next question, still from part one. Oke, kita kesini dulu. Oke, let's start.
Do you normally eat in, or do you prefer to eat out?
Well, it depends on the mood, right? So if my mood says that it is better to eat inside of the house, so perhaps I or my wife or sometimes my mother-in-law will cook for me for um, for a meal. But if the mood says that I need to go out, I'm boring. I I've yeah I'm feeling bored at the time if I eat inside of my house at home. So I would like to go out and buy some food in some restaurants or cafes. Yeah, it depends on the mood. Thank you.
Do you cook often?
Not really. I'm not a cooking person at all. Or, I mean, I'm not into cooking. Mm, I'm not really into cooking. And I don't know, maybe because since childhood, I was not taught to cook by myself. All the food at home was cooked by my mother. Um, yeah, because of that, I also do not cook by myself right now. But sometimes, if it is necessary, I will cook like simple things. For instance, instant noodle, yes, and then I sometimes I fry, fry some frozen food like nuggets, frozen nuggets, because it's simple. And sometimes if it is necessary I will buy like chicken also to be fried forward. So because my favorite food is like all the things that are cooked, I mean fried. Thank you. Next question.
Have you eaten at a restaurant recently?
Yes, I did. I did eat at a restaurant just yesterday, if you can say. So, or last night. So last night I went to a fast food restaurant near my house with my wife, my son, and it was a fried chicken. You know, a fried chicken restaurant, fast food restaurant, if you can call it as a restaurant. And so we went there to buy and eat fried chicken. It's a common, you know, favorite fast food in my country, fried chicken. Yes, definitely. Thank you. Next question, please. Pak, skripsi saya kualitatif, tapi aturan di kampus bab 2-nya landasan teori. Gimana nyusunnya, Pak? Ya, coba Mas Edet DM saya di TikTok. Insya Allah kita bahas di ini ya, di kelas peneliti selanjutnya ya. Insya Allah hari Senin ya. Saat ini kita fokus ke IELTS dulu ya. Nanti kita bahas. Jadi biar saya nggak lupa, tolong diingatkan di DM ya.
Let's move on to talk about communication. How do you generally stay in contact?
Aduh, loading lagi. Ulang dari awal ya.
Let's move on to talk about communication. How do you generally stay in contact with your friends and family?
Well, I stay in contact with my friends and my family, especially those that are distant from me, far away from me, by cell phones, my smartphones. Uh, so we usually communicate through um, instant messaging applications like WhatsApp. Yeah, the common tool that we use for communication is WhatsApp. We usually, send messages, instant messages through the chat feature of WhatsApp, and we also we are not really rare to use the um, video call feature. We sometimes video call to each other um, with my mother, who is yeah, two more provinces from me. So I am in Aceh, she is in Riau. So it's like we have to pass through two more provinces. After Aceh, there is North Sumatra, and then after that, there will be Riau, where my mother is living in right now. Thank you. Next question.
How often do you check your email?
Well, I often check my emails frequently, even every hour, or perhaps I do not check it, like every hour or every minute, but I use the notification feature on that email application to notice me about um, any emails that are coming through at the time. So if there is an email, I will directly go to my email account, and if it is an important email, I will carefully read it, and if it is not, I will just mark it as a read message.
How many texts do you send per day?
Wow, it's a very tough question, really. I do not really count the number of texts that I send uh, in a day, a period of time. uh, yeah, I don't know. Perhaps if you mean text by one sentence, or because sometimes I text my friends or my family a very simple word, or sometimes it's just an emoticon, an emoticon, like smile, like smile image, or sometimes crying image. So we frequently use um, emoticons feature for texting each other. And sometimes, if it is an important message, or perhaps it needs um like face to face communication through video call, I would like to video call them rather than sending texts. Yeah, thank you. Next question.
Have you started Have you started using any new messaging apps or programs recently?
Well, I do not really um, use any other messaging applications um, at all. I'm a kind of you know loyal person into something, even to my wife, and also including in using any applications. If one application is suitable for me and I enjoy using it, it will be difficult for me to change my to change with another application. For instance, if I enjoy using WhatsApp, I will be using WhatsApp all the time, and WhatsApp is the biggest, or the most user application, or the messaging application with the most users in Indonesia. So it you will be difficult to find someone that uh, does not have a WhatsApp application, because currently we are communicating to each other through this application. Next question. Come on, I'm running out of time. After this, I have to pick up my son who are going home from school. Okay,
Has the way you keep up to date with people changed over your lifetime?
I'm sorry. Once
Has the
again,
way you keep up to date with people changed over your lifetime?
I'm sorry, I cannot get it.
Has the way you keep up to date with people changed over your lifetime?
Hmm. Do you mean by that um, change is the way people update their life? Is that what you mean? If you mean by um, there is a change in that thing of updating themselves, perhaps yes. Yeah, I mean, um, right now people providing, I mean, people provide updates about their life, um, not through, like calling somebody, hey, how are you? I'm okay. I'm currently traveling to somewhere in America, in Europe, and etc. etc. But we don't really do that anymore. uh, Updating our life, our um, yeah, personal matters, um, to other people, to families, to friends, through phone calling anymore, or sometimes through emails. But right now people are updating their personal life, their current status of perhaps their health status, their safety upon any dangers, uh, maybe from natural disasters like flood, or right now there is an eruption, a mountain eruption in my country. So they do not really tell people through phone calling anymore, but they what they do is by um, writing a status. This is called a status in Facebook. On Facebook, they just write down on their status like, uh, fortunately I am safe from the eruption of fire, mountains, and etc etc. So from that, uh, people or their colleagues, their friends, their family will know that status of their life, because we are living in a social media era. Thank you. Ya, pertanyaannya agak aneh ya, agak membingungkan. Saya harus sampai 3 kali itu mendengarkan pertanyaannya. Bang, kalau cari data penjualan HP Samsung untuk daerah tertentu gimana, Bang? Itu pertanyaannya di kelas peneliti aja ya, Mas Oli. Insya Allah kita bahas di kelas peneliti nanti ya. Di mana? Hari Senin, Senin depan ya. Sekarang kita belajar IELTS dulu. Oke. Next. Nah, ini udah part 2 teman-teman. Ini namanya long talk ya, long talk. Oke, coba kita dengerin dia ngomong dulu.
In this next section, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to speak about it for one.
Oh ya, tadi Mas Oli pertanyaannya coba di DM ke saya ya, biar saya nggak lupa nanti. Kalau di komen ini nanti kan hilang ya.
1 to 2 minutes. Before you speak, you will have a minute to think about what you are going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand? Here's a pencil and some paper. And here's your topic. Please don't write anything on this card. I'd like you to describe a typical day at your place of work or study. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. You can start speaking now, please.
Oke. Well, I'm currently working at home as a content creator, a YouTube content creator, and a TikTok live streamer in education. So, if you ask me about when you do the different things that you do, um, yeah, I usually live streaming, yeah, as yeah in education. I usually teach um, English on my streaming, TikTok live streaming, and also I also teach how to do research for students, undergraduate students, um, graduate students, and sometimes doctoral students too. I usually do this in the morning when there is no one at home. That is the most possible time for me to work, because if there is my wife, my son, and any other family members at home, I cannot focus. And for yeah, the activities are like currently what I'm doing, live streaming. I I teach my viewers on TikTok about how to do research, and sometimes I also teach them how to prepare for IELTS tests, TOEFL tests, uh, things like that. And when I'm finished, because I consider that as a work, a job, it's like a freelance job. So I need to take some rest, and I usually watch movies afterwards, or sometimes watching YouTube, you know, funny video clips, and etc. And if you ask me what I would like to change in this typical day, um, I don't really think there should be something to change. If it is to change, I would like to have a different place to work on, like a bigger room with, you know, um, computers around. I need at least two computers in front of me on my table, work table, because one is for live streaming videos, and one is for like working on my research, etc. So it would be nice if I have two computers, high quality computers, um, that are not like running slow like currently I'm feeling in, my I only have one laptop with low quality. It's sometimes slow, and even there is one day it's dead, or it's turned off without any unpredictable or unexpectedly, you know. So yeah, I would like to have more computers, high quality computers, and it is not a laptop, not in the form of laptops. It must be like PC, personal computers. It would be much better, much easier for me to work on. Thank you. That is the end of part two in speaking tests. Let's move on to part three. Finish. Gimana speaking saya? Bagus nggak? Masih ada AE dan posesnya ya. I'm trying. I'm still learning. Ya guys. So please be considerable. Harap maklum. Alhamdulillah bagus bang. Wah ini Mas Oli masih ikut ya. Okay. This is part three. There will be some questions, but it is more serious questions.
Well, we've been talking about a typical day at your place of work or study, and now I would like to ask you one or two more general questions relating to this. Let's consider, first of all, your experience compared to the experiences of other people. Do you think your personal experience is typical of most people in your country?
Yes, I think so. As a content creator or a YouTube content creator and other social media platforms, I think what I do every day is typical, and other content creators do the same things like me. Like, for instance, they will be in front of their computers all the time, editing their videos, recording their contents. Yeah. Um, One thing that may be different with me is that they have perfect or better you know content creator tools, like for instance their cameras are better. Yeah, they have more expensive cameras, more high quality cameras, uh, which result in better quality of videos, and also they have better editing skills, and therefore their videos, their contents on YouTube or other social media platforms are better than me. Yeah, uh, but what is the same is that they will do like um, recording their content, their videos. They will also edit these videos afterwards for um, appropriating it as a content on their social media platforms like YouTube, like TikTok, etc. Come on, udah mau jam 11.
Well, we've been talking about a typical day at your place of work or study, and now I would like to ask you one or two more general questions relating to this. Let's
Sorry.
consider first.
Next question, yeah.
In what ways has the situation of most people changed over the last 50 years?
Once again, 50 or 15 years?
In what ways has the situation of most people changed over the last 50 years?
50 years. Okay. um, I'm sorry. In what ways of what?
In what ways has the situation of most people changed over the last 50 years?
Okay, if it is in a range of 50 years, I think what is changed, if you talk about working, I think uh, the things that are changed is, um, yeah, the professions, or yeah, the professions and the jobs that are taken or done by other people are different right now. In in the past, 50 years ago, there may be no profession like a content creator, perhaps, because um, 50 years ago there has not been YouTube, or there has not been TikTok or other social media platforms. Because of that, there was no content creators at that time. But right now, there is these kinds of professions because because of the advance of the technology, and also the way people interact to each other. And because of this, uh, another kinds of job has been created, like content creator, and also streamer. Like there are many game online live streamers there on YouTube, on TikTok, and other social media platforms. Yeah, I think that is the one that has changed the way people um, work. I mean, like the kinds of professions that are available right now.
Do you consider this to be positive or not?
I think it's very difficult to decide, is it positive or negative. I mean, there will always be positive sides and also negative sides. For me, um, the presence of jobs like uh, cre- content creators is a positive thing, because people can work at home. You don't really have to apply for these jobs. What you have to have in this kind of job is like you should have a creativity, like how to create interesting videos that will be watched by as many viewers as possible. Because to gain money or income from that kind of job, you have to engage as many viewers as possible, because YouTube will not pay you through your contents if there is no viewers at all on your contents. For instance, one video will be paid by YouTube um, if it is watched at least by 1,000 viewers, for instance. So that's why. And um, I mean, how to gain money or income from this kind of job. Thank you. Bagus ya pertanyaannya. Sebenarnya lebih general sih. Itu tadi karena saya menjawabnya apa hal yang berubah itu adalah jenis profesi ya. Saya bilang banyak profesi-profesi baru yang terbentuk saat ini yang pada 50 tahun yang lalu itu belum ada, yaitu konten kreator. Dulu kan belum ada pekerjaan konten kreator. Nah, sekarang sudah ada. Terus dilanjutin tadi ya pertanyaan-pertanyaan lanjutannya.
Do you consider this to be positive
Oh,
or
itu
not?
tadi sudah ya. Next question. Nih, saya harus menjemput anak ini. Kita ini ya, kita percepat teman-teman ya. Jadi mohon maaf mungkin nanti tidak ada penjelasan. Jadi langsung saya tutup karena udah jam 11 ya.
Finally, let's move on to talk about the roles of men and women at work. Some people say that men and women should always be able to do exactly the same kinds of work. What do you think about this?
Well, I don't think uh, the jobs that are given to men and women should be the same. I mean, you know, physically, women and men has, I mean, have different, uh, postures, um, like different bodies. Like men are stronger physically than um, women, right? So, for instance, if I don't know if men and women should be given the same jobs, yeah, I mean, is it possible? If I mean, women, you can you bring the gallons of water by yourself, you know, and also other physical works like I mean, if the job is fair physically for both of them, I mean, like for men and women, for instance, like to drive, yeah, women can drive, so perhaps, yeah, that job should be given equally to both of them, right? So if but for some jobs, some works, physical jobs, I mean, yeah, that are likely done by men, I think uh, women should not be given that kind of job. Yeah, it's for your own safety and your, you know, if you do physical works like that, like men do all the time, it will break your body and, I don't know, your beauty, your elegance. So it's better to give this kinds of physical works to men only, not for women. But for other jobs like driving, like writing reports, or perhaps presentations, company presentations, and other possible women, or like you know other women, uh what is it, yeah, like familiar jobs, women, apa ya itu istilahnya ya, ramah perempuan gitu, ada istilahnya. Ya, yeah, if they can do that jobs, just give it to them. But if it is not likely for them to do that job, it is better to give uh, the job to men. Thank you. keenakan ngomong nih tadi. Udah jam 11 aja. Oke, next ya. Oh, sorry. Next question. Buatin jadwal live-nya Bang, saya senang belajar kayak gini. Saya sudah ada jadwalnya Mas Oli ya. Silakan dicek di itu VT saya di ini ya di TikTok. Di situ yang jelas setiap Senin pagi jam 9 insya Allah saya selalu live streaming untuk ngajar riset ya. Tadi pertanyaan Mas Oli tentang bab 2 itu coba di DM ke saya. Insya Allah saya bahas ya di kesempatan yang terdekat nanti, mungkin Senin depan. Dan untuk saat ini saya rutin live belajar IELTS karena saya mau tes IELTS ya akhir bulan ini. Dan mumpung saya ada akses ini, akses ke website latihan IELTS online ini ya, punyanya IELTS Flex ini. Jadi saya mau share sekalian buat teman-teman gitu. Ini kalau mau belajar ke sini IELTS Flex ini kalian harus bayar ya. Jadi mumpung saya gratis ya, dan saya gini loh teman-teman, saya itu mohon maaf ya, saya ini seorang sosialis. Kalian tahu nggak sosialis? Sosialisme. Saya orang yang sangat suka bersosial lah istilahnya ya. Bahkan lebih lebih ininya lagi ya, lebih jauhnya lagi. Memang saya sosialis ya. Saya orang leftist kalau kalian tahu tentang sosialisme. Saya suka dengan kebersamaan. Saya kalau kayak gini dapat gratisan kayak gini ya, saya ingin berbagi lah. Nggak mau saya sosialis demokrasi. Ini Pak Asto bilang ya gitu. Kalau tes bahasa Arab itu sama propaganda kayak tes IELTS Pak, sama sih, sama aja menurut saya. Kita ngapain mengagung-agungkan bahasa Arab, bahasa Indonesia aja, bahasa Jawa, bahasa Sunda, bahasa Minang. Nah, itulah yang harus kalian agung-agungkan ya. Dah kita lanjut lah ini, saya udah mau jemput anak ini.
Relating to this question, what is the situation in your country? Relating to this question, what is the situation in your country?
Nah, aku udah lupa ini pertanyaan yang tadi apa. Well, the situation in my country right now, yeah, men and women are treated equally, or even women are treated better than men, actually, you know, because my country is the most populous Muslim country in the world. So Muslims are the majority in Indonesia, and Islamic teachings, Islam teaches Muslims to highly respect women. So just like what I said before, for like working or doing some jobs, um, you cannot leave it all to women. So as long as they can do it by themselves, it's okay. But if they cannot do it, please don't don't burden them with those heavy responsibilities, particularly physical works. So in Indonesia, we respect women so much, and for some professions like in the parliament, we also have women legislators, and also we have once a woman president, in the past. Maybe in the future we will have another woman president, while in other countries. I mean, when they will have their first woman presidents or leaders. Okay, next. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, next question. Saya masih ada ininya ya, AE dan em-emnya. Ya, karena harus mikir juga jawabannya.
Has the si- has the situation always been like this?
Well, it has not been like this all the time. In the past, um, the first days of the first years of Indonesia's president, independence, women were not treated equally with men, and they were regarded as housewives at homes, and also mothers for their children. They did not uh, they were not given any opportunities as other, like in politics, in professional jobs, like to be teachers. Yes, yeah, there were um, women teachers, but to be politicians, I think there were no women politicians at the time, but now it has changed. Okay, last question. Meskipun nanti di tes yang sebetulnya teman-teman, yang asli itu kayaknya kita, karena mereka akan mengejar waktu ya, time efficiency. Jadi 20 menit ya 20 menit. Jadi kita akan dikejar. Oke, let's move on. Let's move on. Um, yang penting kita ngomong aja. Dan ngomongnya variasi gitu. Itu udah lumayan bagus ya.
If you could change what you do and do anything at all, what would you choose? Anything at all. Change what you do and do anything at all. What would you choose?
Yes, that's definitely a good question. The ones that I think should be changed is um, the way young generation is taught. The curriculum, the teachers, and also um, the way they treat students or children. Like for instance, teachers are still treat children, and also not only at schools but also at colleges or universities. The teachers tend to treat them like someone's or somebody that uh, do not have any knowledge at all, you know and they they are really stupid, for instance. So I mean, the mentality of the teachers should be changed. So I would like to uh, change that, uh, like, I mean, the way they treat their students. you know Students or human beings are uh, the most logical creatures, right, in the world. in comparison with other species, if you can say so. And I mean, they can think. So treat them like intellectual people rather than, um, giving them knowledge, spooning them with any information needed for them to learn. I mean, uh, do something like encourage them to be able to learn by themselves. You teachers should serve as um, a facilitator for them to learn more by themselves using their own logics, their own minds. That is the one thing that I want to change. But the one thing that I don't want it to change at all is um, the identity, the nationalism. I mean, you have to be proud of your own origin as Indonesians, and also the way you, be proud of your identity, like national identity as Indonesians. You are not as inferior as, uh, I mean, as other countries, other people in outside, right? Um, you Indonesians are the same. You are equal with Americans, with British people, with Australians, with Germans, with French people. You are all the same. We are all the same. So be proud of um, your Indonesianness, your Indonesian identity that could not be changed at all. Love your country, love your people. Thank you very much. Oke, cukup ya teman-teman ya. Itu dulu untuk hari ini. Saya mau jemput anak saya. Kalau mau ikut latihan IELTS lagi bareng saya, insya Allah nanti malam jam 7. Gitu ya. Saya akhiri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.